And this is the Test Valley Motor Enthusiasts annual autumn run. It's in memory of a chap by the name of Barry Bennett, from what I remember. So we've got a nice selection of stuff. Particularly draws my eye is more luxurious end of cars, which you know, is not really a surprise. Very, very nice Mark II Jaguar here, which is a 3.4 litre 1964. Next to it we have something most agreeable, the appurtenance of gracious living, a Rolls-Royce Silver Spirit. Don't know what year it is, Northern Irish plate, I imagine sort of mid-1980s. Also got quite a lot of MGs here, in fact absolutely loads of them. First of all, we'll take a look at the appurtenance of gracious living. Got some blue leather with some little lights at the bottom of the seats there, which is nice. Yeah, early Silver Spirit, I would say. So MGA 1600 coupe with the funny door handles. Member of the Winchester MG Owners Club. It's a 1600, so it's a sort of later one. Always a good turnout of MGs at the Test Valley Motor Enthusiast events, of course. This is a rubber bumper one, actually. It's late 70s, but it's had a chrome bumper conversion and Northern Irish plate, so you'd never know. Look at the dash. Yes, it is from the later one. It's very, very sort of well done, that actually, that conversion. Another MGA. Some of these cars, of course, you would have seen many times before if you've been watching these videos. This one is an American import, I think. I think actually this one was at the Brayshaw Car Show last weekend, which a lot of you seem to enjoy. Oh, now we've got an MGTF with a beige leather interior. I've seen this before, I think. This is the ideal spec, isn't it? Dark green with a beige leather interior. The only thing that's missing is some wood, which would be better, but never mind, that will do nicely. It's actually not quite the green I thought it was. It's a bit brighter than the normal British racing green you see in MG Rover era cars. Then we've got a midget with some mini light style wheels, square arch, 71-72. I have driven one of those, and you can't just leap in and out of it if you are on the sort of larger side. It requires a little bit more, should we say, effort. And then we've got this beautiful Escort, which you know, we've seen quite a lot. It's a very late Mark I 1300E, about 1974 on and could be actually a 75. They didn't make them until the Mark II came out, of course, which is 75. Look at all that wood in the interior. It's like an old stereo. And then we've got something very nice. An old Skoda, right-hand drive. I assume this is a British market one. Can't remember the exact kind of model name. Oh, we go, S100L 7172. Of course, this one's got the famous Skoda OHV engine, which lasted from 1964 till about 2004, I think it was. So some people come into modern cars as well. Right, let's get this right. Oh, we saw this last weekend as well, Austin A30. Straight away, look at the rear window. That's a way to differentiate an A30 and A35. Is you've got a small rear window. Two Stags here. First is a Mark II. Very well kept Mark II. This one's a manual. 74-75 on an end with the alloy wheels. Another Jaguar Mark II. This one, actually, it's a personal plate. Unless it's the original plate, it could be. Because back in the day, they just slapped whatever plate was in the sequence on it. Ooh, a beige leather interior with wood. I do like a nice beige leather interior. This one is 3.8 with wire wheels. A very desirable specification. Here is the 1980 to 81 Triumph TR8 with, I think it's got some Grinnell bits on it. So look at the rear lights and just be sure. No, this hasn't got a Grinnell kit. There is one in the club with the Grinnell kit. That one hasn't got it. And then we have a Ginetta I forget exactly what model this one is, but that is just ever so typical 70s colour, isn't it? Isn't that great? Again, like so many cars on a K7172. A classic car event of this country wouldn't be complete without some MGBs, which you've already seen. Only one, that's amazing. Lots of MGAs though. And of course, a Morris Minor Traveller. 68, 69, probably seen this, quite a number of times before at the events that I've filmed, but that is a most welcome addition. Like the car that I filmed on Sensible Secondhand Classics back in May, this is a 72 Triumph Stag Mark 1. And it is rather nice. Again, it's a manual that looks to me like a Rover SD1 gear lever. So maybe they swapped the original gearbox out for the one that they used in the SD1. I'm afraid we haven't got the Rover today. That is not being collected until next weekend. So we have had to bring the Volvo, which actually doesn't look too bad. The weather's been quite poor over the last couple of days, and it still looks quite shiny. But that will be nice and fast, which is, I suppose, the sort of main thing. And we've got a Morgan. You see, even though it's October, we don't need weather protection yet. And there's a sort of diagram there, a tulip diagram, which I'm going to have to follow. I'm hoping that we'll be able to keep that. This one is, I can't remember if it's a +8 or it's just a normal one. If we go and look at the front, perhaps we can see. Sometimes we put it in the badge at the front. Yes, it's a +8, so it's got the 3.5 litre Rover V8. What's that, an X? So 1981 to 82. Another MGA. This is an earlier one. This is a 1500. So it's not got anything on the little grills on the side of them than the name of the car. But that is rather agreeable as well. Right, I think that's most people who are supposed to actually turn up, and so we will get an eye. Oh, I say that. We've got yet another one. I think a lot of these cars were actually present on the last run that happened, which would have been around Easter time, which was actually in a different location. Oh yes, I was wondering when this is going to come. Which is a Jaguar 420. It's related to the S-Type and things like that, but it's got the 4.2 litre engine and also different front end. The Jaguar Saloon range in the late 60s got very, very, very confusing. Right, I think that's about it for now, which will get underway shortly. So we've been going about 4.5 miles so far. Because we're in the New Forest, there is a 40-mile-an-hour speed limit just as well, because we just came across a load of ponies wandering around, which is what they do. This is road 3. One thing I'm noticing, despite the fact I'm using my second trip meter to follow the instructions on the tulip diagram, is that some of them are slightly out. So we came to a junction unexpectedly about 0.2 of a mile early, and sort of a surprise, but actually for some reason it's now evened out, so that's good. It's always very good actually as a driver, probably with a navigator. You can do it on your own if you take the thing to the dashboard, but it's a bit easier if you've got a navigator to actually follow instructions like this rather than a sat nav or something like that. A lot of the roads that we've been using so far are quite narrow and aren't very well signposted, so you have to rely upon the trip meter in the car and also the navigator to be aware of actually what you're doing. So very pleasant morning. It's quite cold though, it's about 7 degrees, but in this it's very, very easy. If I was in something like one of those MGAs, I think it would be a little bit more bracing. As you can see, we've got some lovely roads. We've actually caught up with some of the other club members. Unfortunately, we experienced a phenomenon that's quite common on these runs just now, and the person who was ahead actually made a mistake and the other people just followed them and did their mistake, and so about 3 people had to turn around. Unfortunately, we were actually behind the turning, so we just sort of went off ahead of them now. The Astra that we're following is part of the club. It's just some people aren't in, you know, the really old cars today. So yes, we've still got the navigation going, but this is a stretch where we don't need to think about it so much. We're like 3 miles, just not turning off through these really nice kind of shady woods. Lloyd Young Consulting stickers, t-shirts and mugs are available by clicking the link to the Google form in the video description below. So here we are back at the Empress of landings at Copythorne. The roads we were going down, some of them were incredibly narrow. Lots of people got lost. We got lost. The person who was sort of at the front, we kept changing. It was a bit of a nightmare, really. I don't know who set the route, but there'll be sort of conversations probably in the pub about the efficacy of what happened, I think, perhaps. But yeah, there's Skoda again. Mark II Jaguar, Triumph Stag, Morris Minor. Not everybody actually went on the run, so you know, even if you went on the run, I think some people chose to cut out some of the sections, which you know, I understand why you would do that after having gone down some roads which had grass growing in the middle and things like that. I do understand that, but a very pleasant morning nevertheless. I do like this little Ginetta here. I think that's a door handle off like an MGB or something. The midget there, we didn't film that earlier. Rubber bumper 7677. Something that is coming up on the channel quite soon, and I filmed this actually early this week, is this 1982 Ford Cortina 1.6 GL, which some of you would have seen before. It's owned by Michael, who's actually the chairman of the club, and it is in rather nice condition, apart from the fact that at some point in the past somebody's had to go at repainting the rear end and it doesn't quite come out that well, but on camera it looks great, which is the most important thing, isn't it? So yeah, Morgan here, which is following us some time of +8, MGA, of course, the interestingly coloured TF with the beige leather interior. Interesting, that MGA says 1600 kind of separately from the little grills. Maybe some anomaly. But I think I would like to have a go in this Rolls Royce at some point, viewers. What's headlamp washers? Not wipers, but the little washers. That would be most agreeable. A nice comfortable car in which to do a run. And then there is the TR8. Right, I think it's time for lunch, viewers. Thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave a comment below, and we shall see you again soon for more mistakes that in the context of things don't actually matter that much.